Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PUBG Europe League. Here it is Phase 3, and we're on Miramar once again. CrowCrowd picking up the first win of the day. Will we see anybody else match them? Will we see a double back-to-back like we did yesterday with ENCE?
That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I'd like to see that. I like seeing CrowCrowd when they play well. It's always fun. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. We're seeing a lot of teams turning up. A lot of teams, you know, as the pressure is on, having to deliver on all fronts. N47, another team I just can't help but keep my eyes on. These guys are impressing time and time again. Love to see a big result from them on Miramar, for example. That'd be lovely to witness. So I think, again, we're just starting to see some really enjoyable teams coming through. Yeah, let's just remember, Seven's game yesterday on Erangel was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from?
And
that was so unexpected.
They just beat FaZe out in a straight-up fight. They're going to be delighted with that. Just spoke to SIMSY. I managed to get a quick word with him and so asking about it. I was like, oh, you went into the, the South Hacienda low compound and TSM pulled out. They thought they saw TSM going across the north and pulling out over there. So they were like, oh, it's clear now. Let's go up and on the hill, which is why they obviously backed away, went up the hill, blah, blah. But that's it. Again, obviously we have the hindsight. We can see it, but they can only see what they scout off.
And it's funny you say that because, when we said about GamerLegion, when they pulled up to that compound, they thought they'd already seen all of them pull away, that it was clear, they'd already rotated out, so GamerLegion lost out there because of a misread. Again, it's the fact that we do have X-ray, we have the map, we have it all, and it's hard within context to see, okay, well, they spotted X amount of cars leave.
There's only so much first person we can view, it seems.
There is a percentage allowed of fun, and we've hit that allotted amount. No, so again, so these teams just having misreads, it's hard to get that full picture. Sometimes you do have to play off the back of guesswork and just hoping for the best. But yeah, with another match of Miramar to come, there's still so much more to be seen. And the Na'Vi boys still looking to pick back up where they found that high-tier form. It hasn't quite been there yet. Yeah, speaking to DESPERADOs as well, and there were obviously discussion. I was like, like I said to him, I was surprised you lasted as long as you did in the position you got, and they said that there was the dip around the corner we thought we could have gone to, and that's where NIP were. And I was like, where did they finish? I said they finished second. I was like, knew it. It was a good position to have.
Knew it. We could have gone there. I mean, in fairness, NIP were very, very lucky with the way that they got out of San Martin. Based on reciprocity, had just finished off TSM, who were on your screen. They were coming out on the eastern side of San Martin. Obviously, NIP went out the west side, and I think they just assumed, because Razor Edge had just died at the same time, and the camera's picking them off perfectly right now, and they'd all just died at the same time, so I guess Reciprocity thought, right, that's it. And everybody else had kind of was, Knights and Na'Vi and Desperados were embroiled in their little battle. Reciprocity suddenly got engaged with G2, so NIP just walked.
Went away.
And it's that snake path as well, like the road that you can go up. It's just like, which is so open, and yet they managed to just stroll on up there. Oh, look at this, no one up here.
It's pretty wild, isn't it? We'll see how this game unfolds. I think the plane path and circle that correspond off the back do allow that kind of starting point for a lot of these teams that they look for. But then, building off the back, we've seen a lot of bigger teams starting to take the victories when the pressure is on. And I think that's the big thing to take away from this. We are seeing the top end really starting to put in the work. And I expected it maybe a couple of days ago, but it does seem to be now is the go time. A lot of everyone has decided it is game on. Again, keep eyes on that bottom 4. They'll be playing in the relegations. They don't make it out of there.
Braexco and NELLOZ having fun though. Fist bumps all the way. But here we go, the plane is in the air, and we're going to be seeing where we drop. Will we see any changes to the PGC qualified teams? Will we see any challenges to the top spots? Obviously, FaZe still holding it after Liquid's poor performance there. And what is it, 25 points ahead at the moment, so good lead to be having with just 10 rounds remaining now. It's a northern plane as opposed to the southern plane we just had a moment ago, so only fair that we go up to the north.
Yeah, and we'll see if anyone suffers off the back of it. These tend to give way to those northwestern circles that Na'Vi don't mind too much when they're heading that way, which they will here. Your FaZe circle, Knights have a really good shot into it. A lot of the teams on the western front do tend to benefit off the back of it, but still, it could go anywhere. There is that chance, of course, that it could end up wherever it feels. And, well, we'll have to wait and see where this ends up and who gets the benefit here.
Yeah, and I'm going to slowly start looking at records and kill records and win records and see if teams can break it, because obviously we are on another 96 match FaZe, so we can compare it with FaZe 2 at least. Obviously, we had, what was it, Kemba and Chris, I think it was 128 kills each, I think it was. I will double check, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around there. They matched in the top kill scores, and FaZe had the most wins with 13 wins. They're currently sitting on 12 in this phase, so only one to be had in 10 matches, which you'd think is actually pretty viable to certainly match it, and maybe 2 to break it. Oh my word, that has strong, huge potential to go to Islands, because that is a deep East circle.
Yeah, huge potential here. Okay, why it's fun, of course, is the Islands. This is when we begin our prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, chat, if we can just get one prayer equals 1% chance it goes to the island. That's it. So if you can, throw a prayer up to the PUBG gods. Exactly, like we like to do with any sort of tragedy that could happen. Just give thoughts and prayers. It will make it all better. We are looking to see what happens. N47, GamerLegion again, so screwed right now. That's pretty harsh to see for them. They're going to have to work overtime for this one. Everyone else going to have to consider their entry points. We're going to see, I think, some very long rotations here. And look at Liquid. Look at this response. They've seen the GamerLegion did not drop south of them, like as per usual.
Yep.
So this means nice loot and a really good entry point. Because if they've scouted correctly, they'll see there's very few teams south of them. So they can swing far south if they want to, southern of Los Leones, or even just going east. Of course, you run the risk of running into someone like ENCE, for example, who are quite split here. But if they scout well, they can easily crash one player. So this could be a nice entry point for Liquid. Yeah,
because it was simple for them, right? The plane went fairly north, so even dropping to Picardo was a south drop. So they'd have been sat looking around going, there's absolutely nobody going down our way. So it's somewhat surprising nobody in Los Leones, etc., because it was too much of a long drop. Enter in the usual spot. Desperados also delighted with this circle coming in their way. So see whether they can find themselves a good spot. Did I just see Calvin secure a boat?
I think so. I wouldn't.
He has, doesn't he? Calvin's on it. Yeah, he's just picked a boat up.
Go for it. Go
Calvin
to the island.
Calvin is going to the island. Calvin is going to the island for Desperados. So, okay.
I would say, so the one thing that stands out to me is that if you look how populated the map is right now in the northwestern side, just that band across, you know, if you look at literally the northwestern quarter of this, those rotations are going to be really, really hard to come into. So we actually might lose a couple of players, maybe even teams on this rotation, just purely because there's so few entry points that are truly viable and that are open. Right, you look at the teams who are always going to be close by to this. You have G2 spread apart, ENCE spread apart. You still have so many players and teams. You know, Reciprocity is so close to La Bandita, just north of that. So again, this is going to be a fun one. I think teams will now have to prepare themselves for this rotation. It's going to be one of the trickier parts of this.
Yeah, Rec look like they're off. They're going to be the first on the move. Team Liquid are still happy looting at the moment. Obviously, they had a bit of a longer drop to get to their usual spot, even though Picardo is pretty much plumb center of the map. So, Sixmo and Mitraleius both coming in near NELLOZ here. And I don't know. No, definitely not aware. Definitely not aware.
Don't make any noise, NELLOZ.
Shh. Sixmo suspects. He suspects.
Spidey senses are tingling. Something is wrong here.
He's got Mitraleius nearby. Now he sees him.
Pushing NELLOZ. Go on. Oh, he's
get
lost
vision. He's got to be careful of. Okay, good call. And now Yanis is coming in. Mert's coming in. Okay. Well, obviously with DA dropping down in G2 territory, I don't think they're going to be too surprised to realise there's someone in there. He'd obviously saw the pickup truck out the back, which is what it was, that alerted him. And NELLOZ will just drive away and disengage.
Yeah, not worth it.
You know what they're going to do, right? They're going to go down the south on the east road and camp out DA now.
Well, they already have the 2-2 split. Yeah, you're right. They probably will. Braexco and Chris can already get set up on this. And it's just looking at the teams who set up on these rotations on the eastern side here.
Desperado's spread is somewhat excessive, I would say, for this circle. For the amount of landmass, bearing in mind the central point is pretty much just north of Impala.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a greedy split, I'd say they're going for.
A little bit much. And yeah, Liquid are going on that very southern rotation. Actually, N47 and FaZe might go past each other on this. They're both down very far south, going on that very far southern road, and this could be an issue for them because N47 are ahead. They could always pull up and stop here.
I was just looking at Beautiful Death on the map, and like the only reason he's going there is to secure a boat. So DA is securing a boat in the north side. There's a couple of teams preparing for this. Preparing for a potential
okay, they
island.
saw N47, yeah. So FaZe were going polar south. They definitely saw Ivor or Vazku, one of the two, and they've adjusted. So FaZe not risking anything this early on. It's not worth it. A lot of the teams opting to go on the northern portion of this just because there is more land. If you think about the way that it hooks around, the map is more likely to stay true to that. It looks like Calvin Klein is still committed to that island, so he will be the one waiting out there if anyone dares to come to his island.
Look at Team Liquid. They've gone deep south. They've gone right to the furthest south road. Nice driving, Ivor. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, Team Liquid gone deep south. They're on the furthest road. I think they may even look at Porto Paraiso and look for a boat down there. Right? I mean, look, yeah, you can see. So James is starting to scout for boats here. This is a long way out, and he's already scouting for boats.
I think it's worth it to hedge your bets. It's not always going to happen. You're still quite likely to have a
Nobody's
land
committed
circle.
to it apart from Calvin yet.
And it's just purely that, okay, if it does happen, we want to have an option and not just be screwed. And I don't blame teams. If they have the positioning, if they're already on the extremities or on the coastline, at this point, cool, do it. There's no reason not to. You're still in fine position to work back to the land anyway. So it's going to be the teams like Na'Vi, CrowCrowd, FaZe Clan, and N47 as well. I'm looking at how they approach this. And actually, Vazku's not that far behind Gemty, so Liquid have been taking their time. They're pulling up on this. They might have seen something here. This could be a pull-up on the southern side. I'm curious who's going to get the better of whom in this one. And it looks like Liquid are going to carry on. It was a little bit of a moment between the two of them.
Yeah, Liquid, I think they just picked up another car, but they definitely had stopped briefly. Vazku's certainly stopped to have a little peek to see what was going on, but back on the road they go. Continuing on the north. Now, Team Liquid, because of course, they've 100% scouted it, so I wonder if they're going to pull up and... Yeah, they keep checking behind them. They keep stopping, checking behind them, so they're totally waiting to see if they can catch off N47, but they've, again, adjusted. N47 now going north, which may run them into a direct path with FaZe, who are going through Los Leones right now.
Yeah, and FaZe already tried to move away from that as well. Their approach was trying to move off from it. And there is a huge cluster of teams in the north, of course. There's not a surprise there. We'll be seeing this continue because there's not much room left here. It looks like 7 are trying to get towards the hook of the island.
Yeah.
Nice. Long-range shooting from Mitraleius there. That's going to be a flush, I can imagine. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, they were heading for looking for a boat as well. 7, so they were on the same path as DA. So no too surprising that they've run into each other. Elvice will just back out of that one. Get himself safe out the way.
Okay, so far, N47 have slotted themselves in between FaZe and Liquid. Liquid are still on the southeast. CrowCrowd went further north, closer towards Na'Vi's entry point by La Bandita.
Where do we go? Do we do it? No, it pulls away. It pulls away. Reciprocity, loving life in the centre. Drayden also got the strong compound, but he may go down to the ENCE compound, or TRYFFELI compound, as it was referred to the other day. Knights actually have a really nice spread now with the circle move.
Yes, they certainly do. This should be their time. So Reciprocity in a wonderful position. If you're looking at this, you've got to think or throw your mind back to the ENCE game where it's one of those strong compounds here, some of these open areas.
FaZe are going to the Knights.
It is going to be FaZe. Yeah, they're heading right in, and they're not all together. mxey and Aitzy aren't with Fuzzface and ubah here, so this could be a bit of a disjointed hit.
Well, they are as one in the compound. There we go. They're on your screens.
This is the ENCE compound.
The rest of FaZe are going to be joining in a moment. They're actually still coming out of Los Leones, so it's a long way for them to go while the Knights are going to get back up. Team Liquid are coming by on the eastern side of this battle skirmish at the moment, so they may well get some third-party action into the back side of this compound if FaZe are not careful.
And I wanted to see teams crashing this, so this is what I asked for, and I'm happy to see it. It's worth fighting for here. FaZe are now bringing the reinforcements over. You can see Aitzy and co arriving. Wanted might get a beat on this, though. He's got a nice little angle on the pull-up. Let's see if he gets a spot on it. Hasn't overcommitted to the angle, and now a bit of engagement begins. Drayden
may have an angle on this as well. Drayden's at the other compound further north by La Bandita. So FaZe Clan, TSM also gone into the dip, it seems. Team Liquid are coming in almost behind this compound. You can see them in the distance there. They may start working their way up, but it looks like they're engaged with TSM in the distance there, as FaZe now have all 4 members in position. That nade looked good. Just went through, though.
Yeah, they've got the prime territory of this compound, the lion's share of it, but the Knights are going to make it uncomfortable and they can't play out. So when you saw ENCE take these fights throughout the land, they can't do that until they clear past the Knights, which could cost you a casualty or two, which you have to think, okay, how do we do this cleanly? They're looking for that first pickup and then it's go time, but the Knights are kind of bringing themselves together here.
If this circle pulls over to the west, which I'm suspecting it might do, Na'Vi have taken the lion's share of La Bendita all around the crater, etc. So they have a really strong position at the moment. It could pull away from them. It's very crowded over in the north side as well, with a lot of teams that were banking on that potential island pull, looking for those boats. You've got NIP, G2, you know, even down to 7 ENCE and D8 and GL all up there at the moment. As we see the FaZe and the Knights still posturing each other, trying to find those nades. Draden's decided, okay, I'm going to back out of their compound. That leaves a prime compound available if anyone was watching that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering who's kept eyes on it. Liquid, I think they're too much on the low ground to see it. CrowCrowd might have. I'm actually not sure who can get full vision. But now we have the Knights in full force as well. This is just kind of...
Na'Vi are creeping around towards CrowCrowd.
Yeah, Na'Vi aren't far from it. If they get the info, that'd be brilliant for them. Bjorn... Where is Bjorn? Oh, God, Bjorn,
he's Cruiser Del Val.
What?
But he's got no meds. He's got no meds.
He's got nothing. Poor little Bjorn. What's happened?
Oh, dear.
Oh, someone help Bjorn.
I'm guessing there was a bike problem.
Oh... That's not good. That's upsetting to see. Poor little Bjorn.
He's had it.
Okay, I just no Bible thumbs. Don't sit there and lol. You guys chat is so mean.
Yeah.
Poor little guy. He's doing his best. You guys are laughing at him. Horrible humans. Horrible, horrible humans. FaZe still trying to deal with this potential symbiotic relationship. Desperados.
Oof.
Slap bang in the right spot here.
Into Impala.
Yeah.
So Impala's... It's actually a nasty town to go towards because it has that really big drop-off off the road, doesn't it? So you're either in Impala and you have great vision of everyone,
yeah,
or you're down on the horrible
look at the grab!
slope.
Look at the grab between 7 and Desperados. That's exactly where they want to be going. That little kind of industrial area outside is really, really strong. Everyone is going to be fighting for this. ENCE is coming in on it, Liquid's coming from the south, M47 are coming in on the south, Desperados are 2 split up here. I want them to be together. A 2-2 split at this point? That's way too crazy.
Oh, car's gone down. Jeems actually picks that one up, so Ivor will go down in the ball of fire, but Ultrastar's going to have to keep them at bay on the stairwell. You can get one and maybe back away, but the nades are being cooked. You heard the pin get pulled. There goes Bjorn. He's gone out. ubah's also been picked off, so the Knights might be moving on that play. The compound that the Knights and FaZe are in, it is just about on the edge of the circle, so they are safe for now, but I don't think either of them want to stay there much longer.
No, they're looking for a way, and Drayden, can he jump that? Oh, this is so sick. Drayden might have just found a way through. He does get spotted out by Fuzzface, so forced on the hill, but I really like that, using that climb up, trying to get in towards a new angle on this. Pokemoldoy's found Iroh somehow. Na'Vi and TSM clashing.
The roadside,
Na'Vi tried to go for a pull-up. That looks like that's what happened, and it didn't work out too well for them yet. TSM are making it hard work. Snark still stands, and the Knights are holding for alive.
Yeah, Fuzz is the last man standing. FaZe have been absolutely bodied for a second game running here in a straight-up 4v4 brawl. This is so unusual to see, but with Beryl with Fuzz, it's not going to be able to work. He's trying to smoke it out to block it off, but wow. Reels and Drayden. That was some nice play from the Knights. That worked out well for them. TSM, oh my God, Razor Edge have pulled up now. Yeah,
this is an absolute cluster of a scenario. Rory trying to hold on here. The spray into the window goes well for him. mxey is trying to hop through the window, get a spray onto him as well. Going to try and back out, maybe utilize the smoke that's still in. There it is. Rory needs to go on the wrap here, get them down while he can. Hip fire again. Lynxy, plenty of danger, plenty of trouble, and Raise Your Edge go down. TSM holding on for dear life. Na'Vi still have 2 players here, and here comes NIP on the pull-up.
Straight into reciprocity. You can see the car, the blazing buggy coming in from behind. Monkey and Scoom quickly caught out by MBS and Vard. Udyr's going to try and flank around. He's going for the hip fire as well. Looking towards it, tries to scope it up. Doesn't really work out for him. Getting tagged in the back there. Vard's going to hunt him down. But it's a quick turn. Almost benefits and pays off. But MBS is there to save the day. And now they have to find Shiv, the last man standing for reciprocity, and try and get some revives off.
Yeah, if they can get Vard back up, this is plenty fine.
Look at that revive, and Iroh just got him in time.
This is such a brutal game. I'm really liking this as well. Ultra's now in the building with ENCE. the call was coming from the house. And Ultra now needs to be careful because ENCE are flooding up that stairwell. Can he do anything about this? Let's get on board with Ultra. See it from his perspective. Holds the doorway, gets outdone. miikaz too quick on the trigger. Lands the headshot on him, flushes him out, and it's big game time.
Oh, and DA were on the move, and this is the center spot, so they may just try and stop here. They've just kind of, you can see it in the calls. They've kind of like just like stopped the car, like, guys, this is the center. It's just pulled to us. What's happening for a second game running? So they're delighted with life. They can try and maybe get up on the rocks. There's not a great deal of cover up there, though, going to be exposed. So we still have this TSM Na'Vi battle. This is now still on the edge of the circle. The Knights compound that they wrestled from FaZe is no longer inside, so they're going to have to go for the roadside. Now ahead of them is Team Liquid and CrowCrowd. So potential there. G2 in the north, delighted with life. They have the entire circle for them. 7 are on the move, though. They're starting to leave Impala.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Liquid still have all 4 alive. I want to remind you guys of that because there's been a lot of action, but that is a big factor for them late game. Iroh's looking a way to clear out Na'Vi so they can consider themselves away from this situation that has been going on for so long. Underhand nade comes in, doesn't find its target. This one might be going right up towards a doozy there. Didn't quite make it through to the bathroom.
Nice try.
This one might. There it is. That's not bad. Just banks off it. Yep. Nice work from Iroh. It's probably game time for him. I'd push on this, and I think he's looking for it as well. Away in to find Pokemordoy. They know he's still in the building. Pokemordoy now being breached. He's holding the top of the stairs. 3 players coming through him. And God almighty, I couldn't work that out.
Let's just stick with the X-ray and see Pokemordoy get executed in the window there. The Knights, they tried to pull up, and it's kind of not worked for them. They passed on by CrowCrowd, but you can see in the kill feed, they're getting ripped apart by ENCE and CrowCrowd and Team Liquid, and this is the danger now. Going into one of those filled positions, there really isn't any cover because, say, for example, if you're in Impala, you've got this massive overlooking position down on the fields where they are. DA have managed to keep themselves safe in the ditch for now, but 7 have got above them on the mountains.
Yeah, this is a scary one for all these teams. 7, though, getting spotted by everyone. Buster trying to run, but I don't know how far he's going to make it. Calvin already found Edelweiss. The flush came through from Chris.
He's crawled in a rock.
Where is he?
He's in
like,
a little rock.
This little goblin. Welcome to my goblin cave, ladies and gentlemen. Just absolutely loving it in there. He's not going to leave, is he?
He's set now. Buster's not going anywhere. GamerLegion still coming around the edge of Impala, the only team really outside of the circle. They're just going to come in fairly unhindered. Nobody's looking this way. Nobody would expect anyone to be coming in on foot from the backside of Impala at this stage.
GamerLegion, no Bjorn.
We do still have ENCE, N47 and Desperados all still within Impala, though. So if it pulls away, which I suspect it will do on this next shrink, it's going to be messy.
Yeah, it's going to be really rough going out of that. I think everyone knows it too. I don't know how many vehicles would have made it into Impala and then be able to leave it too. So that just kind of neuters any sort of capability. Old Golem in the hillside there, not going to be leaving. G2 having a little look around there on the opposing side. Nice run for G2 in the north, though. There's not too many people who can really threaten them, even though they are in quite open ground here.
NIP still with that 3 alive. They haven't managed to track Shiv down, but he's kind of become a null factor for now. We'll see. Where do we go from here? Team Liquid, I feel their compound may well be pulled away from here. Looking like a northern shrink. It goes relatively central, actually, which does give a few edge outskirts of Impala, so they're just going to squeeze in. But where do Liquid go? Where do TSM go? Where do CrowCrowd go? There's a lot of open territory and not a great deal of cover. How did they find Golem?
No one knows. I don't know why I find
Chris
it so
spots
funny.
his precious.
That sounds very weird. DSM sending it around, going on the Myro. Able to breach and batter 2 Na'Vi players. Morado, tricky. Michael and Rory made it though, and it's going to be time to look towards the compounds that are still into play. This has Shiv there and NIP, not in full force, but they're kind of existing at the same time, so...
They're aware of vehicles coming behind them, but they're also aware that Shiv's around there somewhere, so they're not too worried about it. Wanted, banking that nade. That looked like a good nade, actually. Cheeky little one. It does catch Misa off guard. Tiikzu also took a decent chunk. Did he just throw a nade? Or was that so? Okay, it was a smoke. It was a smoke. That was Mies is just crawling to the door. Wanted, look down. Wanted, look down.
Bear in mind, this is a spec bug.
Oh, yes.
Just
with the
so
door.
you know, the door is actually not there. It's just a spec bug. Don't worry. Wanted's not some, you know...
Dirty cheater.
Yeah. He's certainly getting some fire back as well. And look at Samty's pull up here. Just straight up. Found a nice little bit of an entry point. And Gemty's joining. Wanted's in all kinds of danger. One nade. Molly comes in. Burning. Actually, no, he's not burning.
Okay, now it's outside.
Now
Oh,
he's
that
not
nade
okay.
came in. Yeah.
There we go.
That's that done. Buster also goes down as well. ENCE catching one of the Liquid boys. That was from Impala. Obviously, they're in that 3-story in Impala, so still had a bit of vision there. Impala, not Parla.
That's a whole different kind of activity. Mac and Dark going to be trying to get towards N47. They were the ones holding. They were slightly further south, but they centralized. ENCE took over the southern hold on Impala, but now you can see everyone's kind of just falling together at this point. Feck's going to be putting in the nades, trying to keep maybe a pickup, a cheeky free knock would be lovely at this point.
G2 still holding well in that north side. They have got shots coming their way, but if they can continue with that ditch and if it continues to pull this way, it could work out very well for them. Impala's really the next focal point. It's going to pull away from there on this next circle shrink. You can see Fex continuing to creep in. You're in the blue, son. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, and that gives his spot away. ENCE look this way, doesn't look it, can boost himself up. He's got N47 next door.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Oh, G2 already on the move, ready for it.
Centralizing up, just going more and more central. G2 going to go to the cliffs, find the lair.
So, I was about to say, this could work, but they haven't dealt with Sadovnik. NELLOZ does.
That's
Takes
some nice
it
shots.
Down, yeah.
That's going to push him away instantly. That gives them a break for a second. N47 and GamerLegion are clashing. N47 trying to leave the compound. GamerLegion do have a slightly more advanced positioning on the road, but then that plays in Desperados around the back.
Bounce it off the wall. Bounce it off the wall. It's got too far. Thought he was going to bank it off the wall and land on them. That one did. It was TRYFFELI. ENCE boys come down and they just flush straight through. Hamster got himself the 1 kill. T-Bone still holding there.
Oh
no! That nade from Mac and Dark on his noggin. And now ENCE are moving down. GamerLegion, you've dealt with M47, but you've got the big fins coming your way as well. They're already looking to try and make a play. SKUIJKE has just spun the Murado as he tried to get out. He's just backing it up. He's backing it up onto the field. So it's not going to work out for him. 7 also dealt with. That opens up G2. They have the entire eastern side now to themselves. They don't need to worry about anybody else firing out from that side.
Ooh, Rustanmar trying to make the cross. GamerLegion are playing LA. ENCE are done for. Now, we did see that a couple of teams watching the cross. I thought the Desperados would be getting that, but it was Team Liquid, it was GamerLegion, everyone piled in. And GamerLegion being the last ones to cross at least gives them a bit of a jump up trying to get out of this. But now there's going to be a lot of eyes looking their way, especially DA, especially Liquid. Desperados have to cross themselves.
Shiv still not showed his hand against TSM and NIP in the north side as well. He's waiting for them to move. Mac and Dark picked off. That leaves the last man for GamerLegion in an open field. And dead. It's DA that steal the kill away in the end. Now Desperados, their turn. They're going to go down in the grinder next as they have to try and make the way out. SIMSY trying to go out. There's a little crate gift for G2. G2 taking control of this middle hillside. This is looking good for them.
Yeah, it is literal kings of the hill for now. They can fire from it. They have good positioning. They've got safety from the NIP, TSM, reciprocity fight. They can just fire on it, fall back. Really, really strong positioning. SIMSY did make it in for now, surprisingly, but I don't know if his teammates can join him.
No, I'm not too sure how much util they've got left. There's a lot of smoke to get to that rock. Okay, this is the position we're talking about with G2, Chris. You can see it just take shots down an NRP TSM.
Here we go. Let's see if they can make it through.
Oh, instantly, one lost. That's the driver, Calvin, trying to use the car. It's not a really big car. It just rolls in. And it's G2 and DA that will confirm the kills. TSM now, they're also falling. Michael, the last man for them, up in the north side. NIP putting those to pieces. DA looking to flank around this, but Team Liquid are flanking around DA from behind.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty brutal. And again, centralizing, IBI going down means there's threat. DA need to pressure this issue. But with that 2-2 split, with Mitraleius and ABeautflDeath focused towards G2, it's a hard battle to win. This is not going to be easy. Michael, I think Michael's all on his own here. I don't think TSM has anyone else still standing. They lost the battle with NIP over in the north. And maybe Michael's just looking to punish them as they try and cross to that next compound.
Team Liquid are going to back away from this one and reposition for a fight. They did get themselves a crate in there somewhere, as the rest of D8, it's a weird 2-2 split. They're trying to face off against G2 in the north and Team Liquid in the south. I'm not really sure what their exact ideas are, but doesn't look like it's paying off as Braexco and Giannis are doing the job. Just Mitraleius up close. Michael has survived. NIP still inside the circle with this compound.
Yeah, they just moved up from it. I thought Michael might try and catch one on the cross. Shiv is on the outskirts too. NIP still aren't out of threat and out of danger because those two snakes could pose problems. And there we go. DA split up here, being punished. Mitraleius made it to the foot of the hill, but that's, you know, not really providing much. That's vicious.
It's close. Did it catch him? I think he's burning.
No.
No. He's just been knocked that many times. Okay, G2 have decided to commit to pushing down on DA, it seems.
Maybe just trying to get one bit of safety side. That's Mitraleius' angle. It was pretty nice. He made it up towards the foot of the hill. Couldn't really support his teammates much more than that, but as soon as G2 oversteps, there was the punish. But, oh, this is nice from Mitraleius. This guy is impressing over and over again. 3 kills already.
He stepped it up. Absolutely stepped it up as the phase has gone on. Clearly been putting some work in. Team Liquid now seeing those DA knocks, so they're running around the south side.
Good read from Mitraleius. He's got a push.
That's going on down there. BeautflDeath will bleed out in a second. SIMSY trying to get the revive off on Mert, but not going to happen. SIMSY is going to be annoyed because he's dealing with DA and now Team Liquid are all there.
Yeah, it's not easy, is it? There's not much safety left for SIMSY. It's dwindling as the time continues. They know Mitraleius is near now, but they've lost track of him, at least to an accurate standard. But Mitraleius played it so well. As soon as he took those shots, he instantly moved to try and cover his back off as well. And we've got some mountain goats.
Trying to get up there, but it's just... Is he going to vault again? Is he going to do it? Oh, yeah, okay. That's dirty.
That's your nade. Oh, VAR, not again. We didn't see anything.
It was Gaxi yesterday, no VAR. It was VAR yesterday. That's 2 days running VAR. Oh, and we literally joked with him while we were having food because we were talking about MBS's Molly, and he said, yeah, I naded myself in the same game, but what was going on?
All right, let's see if Mitraleius can get the punish on G2 here. I really would love to see him just cost them a little bit more because they were so punishing towards DA. He can play this slow. He's going to try and play this as, you know, the knife in the back, the dagger in the back, cause that bleed on them, but he's going to have to wait out patiently. Maybe hope someone else gets an engagement first and he can just yoink away a point or two, but they're going to be scaling over the mountain. Not a bad position either, as under the assumption that their southeast side is clear. SIMSY is out there, but not an easy firing position for SIMSY either. He's in full snake mode.
Meanwhile, reciprocity top 5. It's still going with Shiv in this little snake eat. SIMSY seen and done. NELLOZ will confirm that one. 8 kills and counting for G2. Good points haul for them. Team Liquid, though, looking to confirm it as much as they can. 6 kills and counting for them.
God, look at that open space between. If you're Liquid, how tempted are they just to run up to get to the foot of that hill? In my eyes, I'm surprised Jeems hasn't just booked it towards it when he felt they could get some pressuring fire on it, just because you want that jump-off point to be that centralized. Because right now they're backs to the blue situation, and it's hard because you don't have everyone's eyes on you.
Mitraleius is going to get him again. He's going to catch him off guard again. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that should have been. But DA, Team Liquid are lighting him up. CrowCrowd in the end will get him down. CrowCrowd absolutely feeling the pressure. That was almost 3 members of G2. Mitraleius soloed. They've spotted Shiv off the side as well. That nade not quite going to have the legs to roll down on him, but now you've got to feel SIMSY did get up, by the way. You were talking about getting that central point. SIMSY absolutely did that. And you've got to think that Team Liquid have the prime position. NELLOZ, nice shot.
Yeah, he's got him dead to rights here.
Oh, you see SIMSY. He just saw SIMSY.
I don't think he did. I think he was looking, you know, it's under the gun. It's hard to keep your eyes towards it. So SIMSY lives to fight another day. He's going to be basically just the nuisance player. They can't push out of this area now with SIMSY there. Shiv trying to play for survival, outlive G2.
They've got to deal with Shiv. This is the problem. They have to try and deal with Shiv, but as you say, Chris finds one. There's SIMSY. Gets the damage down. The blue forcing them to keep on moving. He really wants to get Shiv. They can't do anything because Shiv's got such an angle on them. Now they're pushing down in the open hillside.
Shiv just found
Shiv does get Jeems down. NELLOZ goes for the spray down, gets one. Ibby in the end will clean up. Shiv, though, is looking for Ibby. He could turn this in a dime.
It's a 1v2. There's still a weird chance he could do something. SIMSY has the angle, and it looks like he has the aim, and Team Liquid hold on, but that got a little dangerous.
That got very dangerous indeed. The 7th win for Team Liquid. But man, that nearly, if they'd have dealt with Shiv a little earlier, I think G2 were looking pretty hot to trot there.
Yeah, Chris landed some laser beam shots out of that. So if he's starting to, you know, feel that hot hand in this game, just kind of feel it out, that's a dangerous looking team. But the one who won it in the end was Liquid. Let's head down to Parlor to hear from the boys with Liquid.
Thank you, Lauren. Hey guys, I'm Parlor, and that was all decided around Impala. James, talk to me about the start of that game. It looked like there was a potential for an island finish. Did you factor that in at all?
Yeah, there was a very northern plane, so the south was really free, so we decided to rotate to Puerto Paraiso and take the boat if it was an island circle, so that we would have huge potential from there.
Huge potential. Abitha, how do you think that match went overall?
Controlled, to be honest. We played very slow. We had 4 bikes, what is super nice. We took our time. Also with CC, we waited, 2 left, so opportunity to kill the last CC guy, and from there we played it slow. We killed the night guy. Everything was just controlled. It was a really good game for us.
It definitely looked like you exercised some good control, but nonetheless, at the end, things got a bit dicey. You had 2 players drop. James, what happened?
I didn't have any cover, so I played my smokes in the open. G2 had 2 guys up on the mountain. They weren't peeking me, so I tried to run for the broken car in the middle of the zone. Just when I ran, they both peeked. I think EB knocked one. At the same time, Rek knocked me. So it was kind of like just people shooting me from everywhere.
Well, guys, it was a good performance. Final question then to you, Abitha. Overall, how is the mood in camp? You're in a good position on the leaderboard. You've guaranteed PGC.
I mean, can't be any better. Getting the win. What can I say? Super excited, and the mood is good right now. So let's keep rolling.
Awesome, let's keep rolling. I'd love to see that from the Liquid boys. They take our second chicken dinner of the day.
Phenomenal work there by Team Liquid, and phenomenal work by Pala as well, as we get things done in the interview and the final circle. Gentleman, Froz, and Avenger. Team Liquid with another win on the board. They are trying to get #1 ferociously at this point.
And with FaZe Clan being eliminated that early by Pittsburgh Knights, this could be the time for them to jump in at it. Yes, they're still going to be a little bit behind of it, of course, but it's going to be exciting. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's going to be decided today. It's going to come down to the last day again.
Let's put it like this. It's going to come down to the last game instead.
That would be perfect. I would love that.
We had a rough starting circle, though. It was looked like it could have been an island circle, and DESPERADO, they were expecting it. They sent Calvin over with a boat.
Yeah.
3 minutes in. I mean, not a bad idea. You could even send 2 free guys over, because if it's going to become an island circle, that's going to be the roughest part to get to.
Yeah.
If you have 3 people there, you can control it. You can control it by yourself and make sure nobody else gets there.
Taking precautions is definitely important in those moments. However, it did not go that way. It went over to the mainland, and the fights ensued from there. I was hoping for an Impala finish, not to be. We got that hill where my good old StarLadder from over in South Korea was able to do work, but obviously not quite as a focal point here when it came to this game.
I mean, the rock played a lot of importance in this game, of course, but the compounds around it and the teams that are able to play around it well, like Liquid did here, obviously paid off massively for them.
Yeah, definitely so.
One thing to take away from Liquid's endgame was that when there were 4 guys in the southwest corner, they needed to push in towards the center. They had 3 guys covering 1 guy running up towards G2. And the guy running up was actually SIMSY, because he's the main killer right now, right? He's the top killer in PEL.
Yes, he is.
Normally, I think we would have seen James being the guy doing that push. But because SIMSY feels more confident right now, they're sending him instead.
Unfortunate for DESPERADO. I mean, it's a home turf kind of circle for them. Yes, they did try to make sure that they would have one of the most important spots if it was a line of circle, but here, only 1 kill. Yes, they did get 5th, but only 1 kill is not enough if you have a home turf circle that close to Impala when you start off Impala, in my opinion.
And of course, 19 points coming in for Team Liquid up at the top. As I say, they're trying to close that gap up against FaZe, who were in first place at the start of the day. Team Liquid and G2. G2 were able to put in a lot of work, clearing out 7 from that rock and then being able to seize control of it. Really allowed them to have good vision over a lot of the area as a whole.
I'm not sure they should have known that Dominic was in the shack, right? But it felt like they kind of forgot about him a little bit when they were crashing towards the rock there, which could have been dangerous because if he got a few more shots into that vehicle, it could have exploded.
Definitely so. 11 kills going the way of G2 here. So a nice step up from them once again. I would like to see G2 being able to put out some extra results considering that they had a rocky couple of weeks. Avenger it wasn't the easiest path for them, but a nice placement here.
Yeah, and on top of this, with this position here and this placement, the points they managed to accumulate from this game, they're actually only going to be 9 points away from CrowCrowd. So obviously trying to take over that spot, it's going to bump their prize pool winnings up massively if they manage to do that. And also, Liquid's only going to be 6 points from FaZe Clan now with this. So it's going to be very close.
Oof, that is close. I didn't expect it to be that close, but there you go. That's Miramar done, boys. Moving on to Sandhawk now. Anything you want to...
Obviously, I want to see if the drop spots become the same. This is going to be our second last Sandhawk, because we only have one tomorrow and this one here, so it's going to be our second last.
That's true. I did make the error of assuming there was 2 Sandhawks tomorrow. However, there's 3 Erangels tomorrow.
Correct.
Continue.
So we have this one and the one tomorrow. So if you want to take any drop spots away, if you're a mid-pack team that is not fighting for prize pool or anything like that, this is the time to do it. So
I feel like it's a little bit too late for that.
Could be Desperados want to go Ruins, you know. They really like that Ruins.
Back to basics.
Yep.
I mean, at the same time, if you're Desperado and you're going for that drop right now, you might be risking to go down to relegation if you don't do good on the other games as well.
Yeah, they're somewhat close. I feel like they have a cushion enough to do it. But again, I don't think Ruins is a spot worth fighting for. Like, you want to have one of the... It's a good spot, yes, but Painang, Bootcamp, like the TSM split, all these splits are just so much better.
But then do you want to fight FaZe and Team Liquid?
No, I mean...
Why not?
Right now, FaZe and Team Liquid, there's 6 points there, and it's $25,000 that separates them.
It's actually a good point. I mean, to be fair, if they want to stay relevant for first place, they don't really want to be taking fights early, I suppose.
Sure.
Well, if anything, you want to show some dominance to teams like Team Liquid and FaZe Clan.
Yeah.
You don't want to show any weakness to them.
Yeah, I guess so. Ruffling your feathers, you know. Doing whatever you need to do. All right, well, thank you very much, gents. As of course, you can hashtag AskPEL over on the Twitterverse, and you can keep sending your questions our way. As for now, we're going to go to a short break, and when we're back, it's going to the jungle. But before we do that, let's hear from a Spectre of NPL.